There's certain girls that like in my mind like certain OGs. Like when I think of like Angela or like Luna Star or like some of these, chicks that have been around. Like I'm like they're to me they're like, oh, you're like a porn star,
Right. Do you
But
consider yourself a porn star?
nah,
No,
nah.
not even to the slightest degree.
I feel like I'm like a dude with a camera,
Those are mostly
you know.
creepy dudes.
Well, you're
Um,
looking at one. Shit. Do you smoke weed?
you know what? People
Cause
question that shit all the
yeah, I
time.
was gonna say it seems like it. Just short-term
Um,
memory loss.
yeah, I like to blame other things for short-term memory loss.
Gotcha.
But
Uh,
yeah. So are we good now, Marley? You're not gonna talk? Is that good?
how's the podcast going, by
It's
the way?
actually it's going well, man. You missed out on some good shit yesterday. I
Oh
had
yeah.
fucking Harley King in here, and
Mhm.
Chloe Temple, and then my neighbor showed up
The dude,
above.
the guy from above, huh?
Yeah, the guy,
Doesn't he like fuck a bunch of like girls around here or something?
something like that.
Like he's a good. I met him, huh?
You,
At that thing.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know what you look like, but like you
Yeah.
guys are kind of the same. I'm just kidding. I know what you look like. No, you don't think that? No, they're not. They're the same size. What?
She's like, that guy is way better
I
than
think
his.
he looks like
uh,
Diplo,
who-
but
the guy
I'm fucking
upstairs.
yeah, the guy upstairs.
That's not a bad look.
I met him in the elevator with a cowboy hat on, and I was like, "Dude, you look like Diplo," because that's Diplo wears cowboy hat.
Yeah,
You know.
sometimes. Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, shit fucking they came in, he came in, shit got crazy, and then I don't know.
What were they fucking or something?
It turned into that. Actually, it did turn into that.
Wait, oh, Harley and him had hooked up before, haven't
Correct.
they?
Correct.
Gotcha.
And when he met Chloe for the first time, he's like, "Dang, I've always wanted to fuck her." And then
And she's a slut, so that probably
but
happened.
he fucked it up because he
Uh,
got too drunk one night, and then he sat on that couch yesterday, and he was like, "Dude, this is like, I've been dreaming of this my whole life." And
there he
then
is.
crazy shit happened.
Gotcha. Well, I wasn't there for it.
I know. It's unfortunate.
It's probably better, He got all the attention.
Have you worked with both of them or which?
Chloe, not Harley.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Never.
I met Harley at the music festival stuff, but
Okay.
I never shot with her or anything.
You're a music festival connoisseur, right?
No, no, not dude, Chloe's the one who got me well, when I was back when I was younger, but like no, I mean I've been to music festivals like in my early 20s and stuff like that.
Okay.
And partied a bunch, and then I yeah, I pretty much like took like close to a decade all like just my interests kind of dwindled in that.
Nice.
And then me and Chloe became like really tight friends, and she's all into that.
Because I mean, that was the first time we ever met when we went to EDC, right?
No, I think we met once before.
Gold Rush.
EDC, Gold Rush.
Yeah. But you seem like you're like a fucking.
Well, I like to like have a good time. I mean, I don't really fuck around with like substances or anything, but no, I like to have a good time.
No.
Not really. It's not my thing. When I was younger, I fucked around a little bit, but
Drink though.
not really. Barely.
What?
Barely. Drinking is like the like
You were drunk. I drove you home
where
from EDC.
EDC. Yeah, maybe, but like a little bit. But like it doesn't take me much. Like I don't drink often, and when I
Yeah.
do, it's like I don't even really get hungover because the amount of alcohol it takes to get me drunk is so small that like it doesn't. I don't know.
I don't even want this lollipop anymore.
But yeah, no, I used to like party, but I was never the one who was like, let's go do it. So
Yeah.
if there's somebody like in my inner circle who's like kind of pushing me and like, hey, there's this thing going on and these people are going, do you want to join? I'll be like, yeah, I'm down.
Right.
But I'm not like online looking for the next show and like that type of shit. But Chloe's like kind of the homegirl for that now.
Oh, dude. I mean, ever since I've known Chloe, I think me and her have always done music festivals. I mean,
Yeah.
and then especially traveling all the way to EDC. I mean, dude, I thought that was the most epic fucking thing I've ever done.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
To travel across the country just to go rave?
Yeah, like I never. She's like, I got the Airbnb, like this person's going here. I rented the car. The tickets are this much, and I'm buying them. Do you want me to get you one and then just pay me? It's like she's like the travel agent,
Right.
and I'm like, yeah, yeah, do it. Sure, I'm down. And also, I wasn't like the past few years, like up until like kind of more recent time, I didn't feel like I was in a position to be like partying and stuff and like truly enjoy it.
Right.
You know, I was like, you gotta like get all your shit situated and then like enjoy yourself. So
I just kind of live in the moment, man. Just ride the fucking wave, see what happens.
for
I'm
sure.
not like a reckless person that like doing drugs and living my life like I'm a fucking, I don't know, a
Yeah,
degenerate.
no, yeah,
But
for sure. I mean, you got your shit together.
try,
Yeah,
try
we
to.
all do, right? But
Yeah. So I want to know. I'm so curious. I mean, as long as I've known you, I don't think I've ever really known the true answer to why. But what's the reasoning behind you don't want to show your face?
um well, when I started in this business, it was just like doing POV stuff. Like I never set out to do like I wasn't like I'm going to move to Los Angeles and do porn and be like a porn guy.
Right.
There was like a, you know, a course of events in which like opportunities were presented to me. Um I never really wanted to put myself out there like that. Like
Okay.
I don't care about the attention. I don't want to be noticed.
Weird.
And then also when I got into it, I wasn't sure how things were gonna pan out, and I wanted like a call option on if shit didn't work out. Like right now, even to this day, for the most part, I could just continue on another path of life that might be
True.
more difficult. Had it been known that I like, it's different now, but I'm just kind of explaining from where it came from. So that's kind of how it started. Was I had like a POV situation, and I was like, cool. I kind of like, because somebody was like, do you want to try this? And I was like, yeah, I'm down.
Right.
Or I was like, no. And they were like, it's all POV. And I was like, fuck yeah. Because I was always like a pervert and I liked porn girls and I knew people
Bro,
in the
you
industry.
still think you're a pervert?
Yeah, you have to be to do
Have to
this.
be.
But you got to be. I mean, honestly, to be successful at it as a guy, you for sure. But so that's kind of how it started. And then I built an entire brand like remaining POV, which is like a lot more difficult to do. Cause at least in the business, if you're like showing your face and you're on Twitter and you hit girls up, they can, you know, they could see you if they like how you look. Maybe they want to, but it's just like, oh, this independent like POV director guy wants me to come over to his place to
Right.
fuck. It's like, there's a lot of people that kind of go the route that I've gone, but are just like sketchy or they're not good at
Yeah.
whatever.
So how long have you been Mr. Lucky?
Well, one moment, because I'm gonna, yeah, I'll lead in. So like,
Okay.
not to like,
He's got a story to
it's your
tell. No,
podcast.
dude. Hey, do your thing, man.
No, because the other two podcasts I've done, I've like read comments and stuff,
Okay.
and I tend to go on like this thing, and before I'm finished with one, I'm on the next. It's like, wait,
Okay.
so yeah, I don't know. I made a note in my head. I'm
Do you
like,
even need me here anymore? Or do you want to just? I'm just kidding.
yeah,
Oh,
no.
do your thing. Do your thing.
No, I
I'm
don't
winging
even
this whole
fucking
shit.
yeah. I don't remember what I was even saying at this point. But oh yeah, that's the last point. So I never really drink coffee. Talking about substances, like I'm super sensitive to everything.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
Usually you're drinking like.
so I'm
you're
like
eating,
fucking.
like,
Let me get the story out.
usually got like fruits and pineapples and grapes
Yeah,
and berries
yeah,
in front of you.
yeah. But I got to the point where at this stage in the game, there's no point in me even like it does nothing for me. There's the pros to the cons, the benefits to me even exposing who I am. As a matter of fact, I have a theory that it might be a poor business decision because there's
A pour, you said?
yeah, it might not it might be like negatively affect me in terms of business. It might. It's just a theory showing who I am because I think the allure of like especially a POV watcher is the idea that it's them or it could be them, and it's
course.
like it kind of almost kills it in a way when it's like, oh, you know who this person is
Right.
behind the camera. So there's like that slight allure of
See,
it.
I don't know. To me, I feel like it's like I'm sure have you ever been in a situation where you're out in public and someone is like, "Oh, I know, I watch Mr. Lucky POV," and then you want to be
Um,
like, "Oh, that's me."
Well, if one, I don't think I've even really it's ever come up.
Okay.
But two, if I would have no problem if I like met somebody. So I was wearing like my hat or whatever, and someone was like, "Oh, dude, I love that site." I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm him." Like I
With
don't
your face showing and everything.
like to like in an individual interaction, but in
Okay.
terms of just like the world or
Right.
whatever,
So if
I'm
someone
not
wants to take a
super.
photo with you, you have to
Nah, yeah, nah.
fucking.
I'm be like, fuck off. Yeah.
You don't even try to cover your face or
No,
nothing.
I mean that would be if I had like a mask or something. But yeah, no.
Damn.
And like the two mentors I've had in this business, like the two people who have like
Yeah. Who do you
who
look up
have
to?
like guided me, like actually personally guided me, they're two POV people who have both been in this business like over a decade, and their identity is undisclosed.
Can you say like the site of who it is, or
Um,
is that like too much?
well, one person, yeah.
Or tell me off camera.
No, I mean the owner of Spizu,
Okay.
who kind of he started in a similar way as I did with like content trade and built up the whole thing. Now it's an entirely different beast.
Right.
But he like bootstrapped it, and the only reason he did it was because he couldn't afford to be like hiring dudes and stuff, and he was married to a performer, and so they started. He was just like, okay, I'll just like be a dick, and it kind of went from there. But he ended up like performing for
Yeah.
a decade, and he
He's a
never showed himself.
he's a wild motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, he's amazing, man. He's
But he's
amazing.
wild.
But
Like
yeah,
when I watch his shit on YouTube or Instagram.
yeah, all that shit. I mean, he's crazy. But he's awesome, man. He's like the best. He's one of the best, like most genuine. Like he's actually like family to me at this
Right.
point. But yeah, he guided me a lot in terms of like business and stuff like that. And then there's
So,
one other guy who I like. He hasn't performed in a while, but he started a site and he's been anonymous for a long time. So
so how long have you been performing?
um, I don't know, like 5 6 years.
Damn. How many films do you think you've done?
Zero films, but I've done a lot of scenes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you.
He's got jokes all
I
fucking morning.
yeah. Um, I
How many
don't.
times do you think your penis has entered a chick on camera?
Well, are we like in and out? Because in one scene, that's a lot of different times. No, I'm kidding. How many vagina? I don't, dude. I don't know. On camera, I've probably if I had to tally it up, it's probably in like the 1,000 range. I'd
Wow.
have to imagine.
Wow. And does it ever like become like numb for you? Like you wake up and you're like, fuck, I gotta work today.
I won't say numb. There's certain days that I'm like looking forward to more than others. Not necessarily just based on the girl, but like, dude, it's like you're human.
Right.
Sometimes you're just like not horny, but there's something in the schedule, and it's got to get done,
Yeah.
and you get it done. But again, I'm not like complaining or whatever. It's
Hmm.
like my worst day is like a lot of people's best day. So
Yeah. There's a POV site that I book with. Won't say names, but there's one thing about him that kind of like and this goes back to my question, like do you ever like when I was asking him or I was asking you, do you ever like wake up and you're like, fuck, I don't want to shoot today? So this guy, he'll be like, hey Ryan, I want to book one of your models. Super excited to book her. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then out of nowhere, he'll just be like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna pass. Like I'll reschedule. And it's like, what did you jack off thinking of her so much that all of a sudden now you don't want to shoot her?
hmm
Is that ever a thing? Like you find a chick so hot, and I'm just asking you just because you're chill as fuck, you know. But it's like, and you shoot your own stuff. But is there ever like a time where you think a girl is so fucking hot and you really want to shoot her, and then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, she's just like not hot anymore? Is that a thing?
like before, like I meet her and
Yeah,
I'm
before
like
you even
turned
meet her.
off by
Yeah.
like I want
Like you've just seen her, like you come across her on Twitter, wherever you find her, and then you just watch so much things of her.
I don't really most girls I see on Twitter, like that's like what I see of them. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, this is how she looks, like whatever, like I would like to maybe shoot with her, whatnot. But I'm not like jacking off to these girls, but like watching their scenes and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. I mean, there's some unavoidable ones that like there are scenes that maybe pop up if like whatever, but like
Right.
Yeah, I'm not like scouring the internet, watching their scenes, seeing what kind of a perform. I look at like, cool, what does she look like? Um,
Is it like a numbers thing? Like you look at how many followers they have, or
I mean, that's an aspect of it, but like I shoot girls that like if I find a girl who's fucking hot and she only has like 500 followers, like I'm down with that.
hmm.
Um, there's like a hot to follower like ratio kind of.
Right?
So it's like if I like I said before, like I'm a pervert. Like if I look at a girl and I'm like I want to fuck you, like I'm down to shoot regardless.
Right. Okay.
And then also it's like what stage are they at in their career? Like if you get a hot girl when she's super fucking fresh, like that's business wise, that's a good move too. I'm not like
Mhm.
waiting till they have a certain amount of followers. It's like I would like to get her in one of her first
I'm sure
scenes.
it's a hell of a fucking compliment if a girl's only got like 500 followers and then she gets hit up by you, someone that has followers. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
they probably feel like they fucking made it.
I can't speak on that. I wouldn't know, but I yeah, no, I mean, or there's some girls that I'm not as into necessarily,
Hmm.
but they do have a large following, and I know that it's a wise business decision to shoot.
Yeah.
Um,
You got a pretty big following though, right? Like in
it's
total,
it's
like
it's grow
Instagram and Twitter. Like,
yeah, it's growing for sure.
what do you think you're at
Between I think
combined?
I don't know quick math, so I think like Instagram's right around 120K, and
Shit,
then Twitter's around like 60K or something
good for you, dude.
ish.
I know that
Uh,
you were trying to teach me how to do Instagram
well, I was just telling, cause I have help with it. So
captioning and stuff like that. I've kind of like I think took a little bit of your advice, and I've noticed. I was just telling Marley last night. It's like Twitter. I can only post between like 9 a.m. and 2 o'clock, and like have a good traction.
mm,
But anything after that, no one gives a fuck. But then Instagram, if I post at midnight my time, I'll wake up to 700 fucking likes.
yeah,
But
I
if I
mean,
post any other day, no one, any other time, it's just like I don't know. I guess it's just all my following is like foreign.
mm,
You know?
yeah, maybe I don't like when it comes to like times and algorithms and shit. I'm not. All I know is that for Instagram, it's it's about like consistency. Like if you're posting every day, I
Right.
think that helps a lot. And then for Twitter, for me, it's just a lot about like who's retweeting. Like
Right.
my entire Twitter following is because of the girls I'm shooting,
I got you.
and they retweet or they are posting shit and tagging me. Instagram, I think it's more about just like how often you're posting. You see upticks when they like throw
Right.
stuff in their stories and stuff, but
Right. Right.
yeah, it's all about like the girls are the whole reason that anyone knows who I exist, you know.
For sure. All right. So I'm gonna dig into some sexual fucking questions.
Gotcha.
Not trying to hit on you or nothing, but I recently saw that you shot with. You shot with what? Angela White.
Angela White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you've ever shot with her?
No,
No. I
I've
mean,
been
I
shooting.
don't stalk you that
Yeah,
hard,
no,
but
yeah, no. Angela is fucking epic. Um, but
do you geek out when you fucking shoot with someone like that? Do you freak out? Are you like, oh my god?
um,
Like I'd probably shit myself if I was in your position and that happened. Like,
no, I mean there's certain um girls that it's like you've seen forever and that are like kind of more like big time in terms of like followers and popularity and stuff, or like personal attraction. Like that girl just ticks all the fucking boxes.
right,
She's amazing. But no, I shot with her probably a year ago now, and then we shot a couple Mr. Lucky scenes,
uh huh.
and then she went under contract with Brazzers. And even though everything I shoot is trade, Brazzers doesn't want their girls shooting for my stuff because I have a website, and so it's kind
Right.
of like a breach of their contract. So we still shoot, but it's just like it can only exclusively go on like OnlyFans.
Okay.
Um, but she just we have a really good like working relationship at this point.
That's what's up. Do you what was I gonna say? Do you have someone that you just like find like I don't know, like is there like a female in this industry that you just are like so fucking wowed by?
A lot of them.
Would you get in trouble if you said like one specific person?
What do you mean by wowed by that? I just like
Like
think it's
just
super hot.
yeah, that you just is like, oh holy fucking shit! Like she just has the whole
Dude,
package. Like,
there's, I mean, when it comes to like, there's not like the one for me. You know what I mean?
mhm.
I mean, there's
Even
like
in, like in your personal life, like
there's ones
as a
that are like
fan,
immortalized in my brain from like when I was like younger that are no longer around.
right?
Like I don't know if you remember this chick Gianna Michaels. She was like my ultimate
Okay,
like back when I was like younger, but I never worked with her. She doesn't perform anymore. Like so there's like those cuz it's almost like nostalgia, like girls you watched like growing up.
right.
Um but like yeah, there's a girl who's still around but she's in Europe. Her name's Anissa Kate. She's like a French chick, but she's like super fucking hot.
And
Like but she's been around, but there's like those.
I don't know what it is about the foreign chicks, man, but they're just built different. I
Yeah, I
feel like
mean,
they're just like another level of hot. Maybe it's a
it's
me
nah,
thing.
it's the grass is greener thing. Because if you lived in Europe, like the American porno star would be like the ultimate, but because we're here, I look at the European
Yeah,
girls too, and I'm like, oh, they're European. It's so like different and blah blah
right.
blah.
I
But
come across. I mean, I love Spanish chicks. So
yeah, yeah,
when I came across this. I don't even shit. I don't know her name, but she lives in Colombia, Bogota,
mm,
and she is just a total bombshell.
yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
There's
Why
there
don't we
is
have that here?
there is one girl who's like active and she's in Europe who I saw her and I was like she's so outrageously fucking hot, like beautiful. Her name's Laya Silver. Have you heard of her?
Uh-uh.
Dude, next
I'm not
level.
really good with names. I just
Next
like
level.
really.
Next level. That
There's
girl's face is like epic.
It's like there's a girl that lives in Australia that I wish I could sign. There's a girl that lives in Bogota, wish I could sign.
Yeah. No,
But
I mean, look, that like Twitter, it's like it's crazy because there's new ones just every fucking like they're
every
just
day,
like I'll just see a new girl. I'm like, where did she come from?
right,
Like, wow.
right.
But yeah, it's like it's a never ending like.
Do
There's
you?
just so many people out there in the world that there's just so many hot girls, and now I think a higher percentage of them are deciding to do some form of sex work because it's like socially more acceptable. Like
Mhm.
the barrier to entry, so because you can just start in your house now as opposed to
Yeah,
like
I
having
mean,
to like
I
make
like
that jump.
I like to say as much as COVID has fucked everything up these days. I really feel like COVID. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that fucking word.
Yeah,
Whatever.
the
This
sickness.
sickness. Uh, Editor, if you could just bleep that out, that'd be awesome.
You could just say the vid,
This sickness, the vid,
the coe.
the COE. Yeah, that's a good one. But anyway, I like to think that the sickness has kind of made sex work a little normal. And maybe that's just my way of thinking at it because it's like when the pandemic hit and our work stopped, right? My models were like, Ryan, what am I gonna do for work? I'm not gonna be able to film. I was like, yo, focus on your
I
OnlyFans.
mean, we can get into that discussion for sure
Yeah.
because yeah, I mean,
And now
there
I feel like everyone and their mother fucking does it. So
it's truly been a perfect storm in terms of like performer independence and just like sex work in general. Not to it's like the gold rush of porn.
mhm,
Like people coming into the business now like don't realize, and I'm not talking like I'm some crazy old timer. I've been around pre OnlyFans and I've been
right.
around post OnlyFans, but like there's never been a time like there is now to be a performer.
Mhm.
Um, there's been a time where companies were making more money. Um, but in terms of performers, like making money and running their own businesses and having their own platforms and having a voice and so on and so
Right.
forth, like unprecedented. And I think that it was headed in this direction regardless, but the way COVID did was like it sped up. Like so one of the reasons like we're tight. Like I love Hussie models and
Yeah.
I remember when Riley reached out, I was actually super psyched because I was just like agents were just kind of this like these people like some other corner of the business that I hadn't really had many positive experiences with
Right.
um since starting my own thing. And so you guys really like you're younger, you kind of understand culture a bit more, and I think you just embraced it's like don't fight the inevitable. Like if you can go with what's happening and it's like you see the world for what it is and not for how you want it to be or trying to hold it in one place because that's what you've been used to.
Right.
So like yeah, like for me I had pre-COVID, you know, I'm one of the only content trade businesses like where I have a legitimate website, a legitimate like platform that's not like hosted by a third party like
Right.
OnlyFans or ManyVids, stuff like that. Like I'm running an actual company that's built off of content trade.
Right.
Like I was talking about like one of my like mentors prior for Spizu, that's how Spizu was built. And I kind of like followed in his footsteps and learned a lot about the game from him.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of fucking like you have no idea how many times I got cock blocked by agents for their girls coming to shoot with me
Right.
prior to COVID. And
Yeah.
they were pre-COVID, they were able to just flat out lie.
Right.
They were able to spill a whole bunch of bullshit to performers, especially the newer ones who didn't know any better. And it was just like I had girls cancel day of, I had girls cancel day before because for some reason it got to the point where I was just like crossing my fingers like don't mention like in my mind it's sketchy if I'm like hey don't tell your agent you're shooting with me. I would never say that just for a multitude of reasons. And I've always said to this fucking day I say hey if you get a paid booking all good.
Yeah.
Go to that first. I'm not trying to step on your toes. Get the money. Be good with your agent. Be good with the company.
Right.
We can reschedule. That's like been my policy since day one. You will not find a single girl on the face of the planet that said that they had a paid shoot to me and I gave them any sort of attitude. I'm like, I'm trying to just stay in my own lane.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like the sickness, the QE, whatever we want to call it. I just feel like that has made even my job extremely hard because it's like pre all this stuff that happened, we would get like probably like 200 applicants a month that want to become, want to get into porn.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden this shit happened and now it's like not that many.
Yeah.
And if I come across a girl, if I see a girl on, Instagram, whatever, or she's, getting fucking retweeted on Twitter, and I'm like, holy shit, she's hot. I want to sign her. Mm-hmm. And then I'd message her, and she's like, oh, yeah, I kill it on OnlyFans. I don't need to do porn. Mm-hmm. It's like, I mean, you are doing porn,
But not in the sense of, yeah.
It's like,
well, yeah, that's the thing is that's what it kind of exposed. And, like, it was when the restrictions kind of let off and people started shooting again, my door ever since then like has been getting like knocked down by girls. Like it used to be me hustling in the DMs, like messaging girls.
So it's working better
out.
For you, sucking for me.
Well, to an extent. I mean, I can't speak on what it's like for you, but for me, yeah, it's the thing is I front ran it.
Yeah.
Like I was doing content trade, and I've been preaching that for years because. And that's what happened with COVID is the company shut down, the work kind of stopped, and the girls who were more comfortable throughout that were the ones that had their own platform, were the ones it's like, look, and obviously no, it's not your job to pay girls to pay their rent or whatever, but it's like, look, your agent's not paying your rent. Brazzers or whatever company isn't paying your rent. They have your content. And that's they're making money right now.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, they're probably making more because people are consuming more porn than ever because they're stuck at home.
Right.
So it's like girls. There were so many girls that I reached out to shoot that responded, "Hey, I'm not doing trade right now." Like prior to COVID, and then during COVID or after COVID, hit me up. Hey, I'm doing it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like I said, I had a model. I mean. So there was one specific model that I had, and she was like freaking out. She's like, "How am I gonna make money?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Just focus on your OnlyFans. That's all you have right now. Just do your home content, do your solos, do whatever. You have a boyfriend, you have a girlfriend, like do your shit."
Mm-hmm.
And then when production came back,
She was like, "Oh fuck, I'm making this amount. I
mm-hmm,
don't need to
she
go
went
shoot
from
with."
making like four figures to now making five figures or 6 figures.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Why the fuck do I need to show up to set for $1,200 or $1,000 or whatever the fuck the case is
Mm-hmm.
when I'm making $5,000 a day on my OnlyFans?"
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Like,
You
you're not
don't.
fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to come, So it's just it's.
What I sorry.
No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say what I will say is that look, I don't think any. It's just like ratios and like where the weight is displaced in our business. Like I don't think agents or companies are gonna die out and fade away. I don't think that like there is a shift in a balance.
Mhm.
And I think from where I've been sitting, it seemed like the balance was out of whack for a long time, and now it's more even. Like a girl who needs to pay her rent, like honestly, she shouldn't have to go on set and fuck some nasty old guy or some fucking director who's like
Of course.
has all this leverage and she's scared of getting blacklisted if she doesn't or if she's not feeling well. Like that's not like I've always seen that as like that's not cool. And if they have the leverage to pick and choose now
Of course.
what they want to do, on like a moral standpoint, that's good. But also I do think that the best way, and a lot of girls are discovering that, is I think the balance it's always a teetering. So it was like everyone shot for companies, content was kind of put like secondary, then it went fucking extreme the other way. I think it's leveling out now. One, because the content game is so saturated. Like
Yeah.
before you, like I've heard from multitudes of girls on OnlyFans that the margins aren't quite as good as they were for a minute
Yeah.
because there's been such an infiltration and
I'm
competition.
gonna pause you 1 second. So it just came into my head. All the girls that put in their fucking header, their bio, oh, I'm in the 1%.
Yeah,
Do,
yeah, yeah.
do you really think that they're in that, or are they just saying that to
I
like?
fucking have no clue. I have no idea.
Marley, can I get your standpoint? Do you think that girls are actually in that percentage, or they just say that to?
Well, 'cause you know how many people like have that in their bio? Like I still have in my bio top 5%. I haven't been 5% in like a year.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's
like
just like a flex.
I feel like I've come across girls that are like, oh, I'm in the 2%. And I get on that fucking page and it's like shit.
yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't even take that much. Like, cause I think the way it's brilliant. OnlyFans, by the way, like, man, what a right time, right place with a little bit of like ingenuity and just brilliance. Like when they started doing the percentage thing, just like basic human psychology, how it worked, and then also it's like when they say you're in the top 1%, you think like, oh wow, that's like saying like I'm in the NBA and I'm in the top 1% of scorers. It's like, no, like you're including the crowd too. So it's like everybody who has an account on OnlyFans,
Okay.
like so that's like user like big dick jerk off 87 who subscribes to this girl and that girl, he's included in the statistic, but he doesn't create any content. So it's like they're taking out of all the people on the platform, what percentage of earners are you in? But most of the people on the platform are consuming and they're not creating. So it kind of skews it like to make it seem like you're in a higher percentage.
So that's okay. So shit. I mean, I don't really fucking know shit about OnlyFans. I really
Yeah.
don't. Like, it's not my forte. So in my mind, looking at a girl that's in the top 1%, 2%, I've always looked at it how you just said it, where like, oh shit, this girl's like fucking top tier.
Yeah, I don't pay
you know?
attention to any of that shit, honestly. Like it yeah, I mean, you might pay attention because it might affect your approach, like how you come at her.
I mean,
But
I'm honestly I'm intimidated when when it comes to like if it's someone that I want to sign, and I'm like and if I see that they're in the top 1 or 2, I'm like I don't even fucking bother,
yeah.
because they could probably be making hella money.
Yeah,
and
but there well, I guess that leads back to kind of what I was saying before about like the weight like shifted. It went from like everyone being like just normal porn, whatever, and then it was content creation, and now I think it's leveling out because one, there's a lot of competition. The margins aren't quite as high, and people are realizing like starting your OnlyFans from scratch versus at least shooting like a couple like mainstream scenes and getting into porn.
Yeah.
It definitely fast tracks your they feed one another.
Right.
Like, dude, speaking of Angela White, like I don't know numbers how much she's making on OnlyFans, but I can imagine it's a significant amount. Um she doesn't need to shoot. She could never shoot a mainstream scene
Right.
ever again and be totally fine.
But they do it to stay
But
relevant.
the smart
and-
ones do it that you stay relevant. You're getting pushed out there, and then also there's a percentage of girls that like the porn star thing.
Right.
They don't consider themselves, I'm an OnlyFans girl. It's like, no, I'm a porn star and I like being on set. They like the cameras, they like the lights, they like that
Yeah.
whole vibe, and there's always going to be girls that are into that. And I found, sorry if I'm fucking
Yeah,
going
you're
off.
taking this whole show, man. I'm not even here right now.
Don't shame me. Yeah, no, I found that a lot of girls are gonna they start as OnlyFans girls and they start doing well, and then they start making the crossover into mainstream porn. One, out of boredom, they want to switch it up. Two, they want to just like get their name out there a little bit
I
more.
just feel like girls that are strictly OnlyFans that I've come across, you give them a little bit of money and their ego goes through the roof, and then they just think that they're like fucking
Well, that's just the human.
can't touch me.
That's the human condition. That's not OnlyFans and girls. That's people on the planet. A lot of them, you give them a little bit of money and
Right.
like go on fucking Wall Street. You're gonna find a bunch of stockbrokers who think they're God's fucking gift.
Right.
Like, so
Yeah, I mean, like, and like the thing that I run into quite a bit is like pre-COVID. You know, you would come across a girl and she'd be like, "Oh, hey, what can I make per scene?" Right?
Mhm.
Tell her what the rates are. Oh, fuck yeah, I'm all with it. Nowadays, a girl that has an OnlyFans that knows what she can make off that one video, and then she'll be like, "Hey, like, what's the rate pay?" And I tell her, "Yeah, fuck that.
Mhm.
Give me $5 grand. Give
Well,
me 10
dude,
grand."
it's like
And it's like, hey, look, I get that. I trust me. If I give you 10 grand, I give you 10 grand. But it's more like you're then tapping into mainstream market, and all those fans are then gonna come over to your side, and then your fucking sales on your OnlyFans are gonna.
most people
know.
are they want fast money, especially people who are drawn to our business, and there's always going to be the percentage of people that are able to make long-term plays. How's this for me in 6 months, a year, 2 years? And then there's going to be a lot of people, especially when you're dealing with young people, that are looking, what does this do for me tomorrow?
Right.
And and then there's girls that they never would have done mainstream porn anyway, but they were maybe stripping or escorting or doing or camming, and now this is just like another thing for them to do where they don't have to like go on set and get like whatever.
I just think it's cool to like. There's like porn stars and there's like OnlyFans girls.
Yeah, there's subsections and
Like-
and there's crossover. Like I'm in a fucking great position where I'm getting both.
Yeah.
Because I'm an independent content creator, and so these girls that won't shoot for big companies will come and shoot for me.
Right, of course. How many films does a girl or guy have to do to be labeled a porn star?
I don't know.
Some people, I mean, I'm just,
Yeah,
I ask friends this shit all the time, like usually whether off camera, on camera, whatever. But some people consider they're a porn star the first film that they shot. I'm a porn star. In my mind, I like to think if you've done at least 100 or 50, then you're considered like official.
I would say I think the star aspect is like the word that's being focused on, because you're doing porn. If you've done one scene, you've done porn. To be a porn star, I don't think it necessarily has to do with like quantity of scenes. I think it has to do with like, okay, for instance, like how many scenes did Mia Khalifa do?
Fucking what?
12?
11, 12, yeah.
She's a porn star. So like, even though she denounces it and she says a whole bunch of bullshit, like fuck that bitch, honestly, but
They just had an argument with this girl the other night about her.
yeah, no, fucking fuck off
You're
with
going
that
to
shit.
rant
But
with
she is a porn star.
Yeah.
So there's people that like, yeah, I just think it's a matter of your star.
But would she be a porn star if she wasn't as popular as she is right now? If she
No,
was,
but I'm saying there's the star. It's what is your star? There are girls they've been in, like you got fucking Blake Blossom, or like Kay Lovely or some shit. Like some girls, their rise to notoriety is a bit like faster than others. That's just the nature of any business, any game.
No,
whatever.
you're right.
So it's like they're like, I felt like, yeah, there's certain girls after they've been in it for a little bit, but I mean, it's all just fucking titles. Like it's all just an ego thing. It's like, like what's the point? Like I'd rather just look at your fucking bank account. How's that doing? That's like what's important here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone thinks that they're like a porn star. I don't know, like.
No, I get it. I get a little triggered. It's a little aggravating when
I'd
like,
rather
girls
tell
like,
someone like, yo, you're an amazing fucking performer.
yeah,
Like that's how I look at you. Like you are a fantastic performer.
Adult film actress.
Yeah, like yo, you work in the adult film industry. You're an amazing actor. Your performance is amazing. Like I don't even look at all these people as like porn stars. I'm just like, yo, you're fantastic.
Yeah.
But
you know, I mean, there's certain girls that like in my mind, like certain OGs. Like when I think of like Angela or like Luna Star or like some of these, you know, chicks that have been around, like I'm like they're to me they're like, oh, you're like a porn star, you know?
right. Do you consider yourself a porn star?
Nah.
No?
No.
Not even to the slightest degree?
I feel like I'm like a dude with a camera.
Those are mostly
You know.
creepy dudes.
Well, you're looking at one. Shit. No, I mean,
so you've
no.
never shown your face ever.
No. I don't like I don't care like about like.
Do your fans think that you're like some weird looking person?
I don't know what they think.
No, they don't ever.
I want them to think whatever helps them do their thing.
Yeah, you're like Banksy, right? Banksy. I know it's like art, but you follow that guy?
I know who he is. Yeah. I've seen.
No one knows what that guy looks like. Marshmallow.
Has he never taken his?
I don't think so. I think we had this discussion at EDC.
Oh yeah. I don't
Has he
know.
ever shown his face? Never.
Thinking of Alan Walker too, because you look like Alan Walker.
A lot of people thought that Marshmallow was Skrillex. You said that.
No, I never said that.
No? Maybe that was Chloe.
I never said that. But yeah, I don't pay attention to stuff. No, I mean, I don't care about the title. Like I got into this business because I wanted money and I like pussy, and like anything else is secondary. Like people get into it now, especially with social media and all that stuff. Like there's a lot of dudes. It's like they want to be like, you know, get this attention, or they want to feel like they're a fucking Mac daddy, or like, look at me, I'm a ladies man, or I'm this or I'm that. Girls too, like it's just, which is totally cool. Like whatever floats your boat, and if you can get what you want out of this thing, like if you can get what you want out of this life, and you're not hurting anyone, then go for it. If you wanted to get a bunch of attention and you got into this business and you didn't hurt anyone and you got a bunch of attention and that's why you're in it, kudos to you. That's not why I'm here. I was always a horn dog for girls, and I didn't want to be a broke loser when I was older. And these things lined up, and I was like, I can make this a thing.
So what's your end goal? Do you have one?
In terms of what? In terms of porn?
Yeah. Like, do you have like a goal you're trying to reach, or you just?
I mean, I have like.
Just film until you get tired.
I mean, I'd say that the end goal. I feel like I'm kind of there, but I'm also like really far. Like I feel like I've set myself in a position now where I'm pretty comfortable, and I kind of have things going pretty decent. But what I will say is like I always looked at a guy like Jules Jordan.
You right?
Like I call him like the king. I remember when Greg Lansky was like the thing, and everyone's like, oh, and I always said since day one, I'm like, dude, Jules is the king of this shit. This guy started from shit. He built up a fucking empire, and if you see Jules fucking now in a scene, it's because he's really trying to fuck. I guess when you look at like end goal, it's like, all right, you're like financially set, and like I can't speak. I don't know him, and they're like how his life
I've only met him
is
once.
functioned. I've met him actually. Yeah, I met him once, and he was like super chill. It's like, dude, how do you be like a good person, like have like a positive relationship with people? Like none of this is worth it if you're like. I've met some maniacs in this business, and it's like, it's a lifestyle thing, really. So
Right.
I guess the end goal is like the lifestyle is like having like generally positive like interactions with people like day to day, and um reaching a certain level of finances, and then yeah, working when you like when I got in, I was like, I don't want to like have to show up. Even now I've become more selective.
Right.
Before it was like any girl that would shoot, like I needed to build it up. I needed to build a backlog. I wanted each girl leads to another girl, like reputation, networking, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I've reached a point now, like it's a kind of a new shift for me, where it's just like, okay, maybe I can chill out a little bit
You're
more.
just shooting the shoot at this point.
Well, yes and no. Like I know I can't do this shit forever, so the bigger backlog I have, one day I would like to find a guy to replace me.
Not this guy. No way.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm necessarily gonna go about that, but
The
like
guy above.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I thought you were talking about God for a second. I'm like, no, actually the guy above.
Actually, the guy above.
No, I mean he'll need to. Yeah, I don't know. If that happens, there'll be a transition period, but
That's cool.
yeah, no, just keep fucking.
Cause you're young, right?
Relative.
We're the same age.
Yeah, relatively young.
That's
But
cool,
yeah,
dude. And where can people find you? What's your social media?
I'm pretty much at Mr Lucky Pov on like everything.
Okay.
So like MR, not like MISTER. It's like Mr Lucky Pov on Pornhub, Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, my website, MrLuckyPov.com. I have a couple other websites with Mr. Lucky involved, like
That's cool.
Mr. Lucky VIP, Mr. Lucky Raw. So
Sheesh.
yeah,
Fucking everywhere. Well,
Trying
shit, dude.
to-
I appreciate you coming on this podcast. I know
Appreciate
that
you having me.
I've been trying to get you to come on this baby for a long time, but
yeah.
you never really come out to Arizona.
I do. I do.
For like brief moments to come fuck people and not.
I'm
really
not fucking
hang out
this
with your
trip.
boy, dude.
Yeah,
No, I'm proud of you.
I'm not here to fuck now.
What are you trying? What did you say? I think my assistant's trying to get laid right now. Freshly tested. Trying to get fucked.
I'm
I
always
think
tested.
you're the last person that I fucked, actually.
No.
Yeah.
She's on like a 3-week.
3 week?
celibate, right?
What do you mean
Yeah.
3 week?
She
It's
doesn't-
been 3
we-
weeks since I've had dick, but it's been 4 months since I've shot.
Oh,
Anything.
why is that?
She's
Just
taking like
'cause.
a little break.
Okay,
Mental health reasons.
got it.
Yeah.
Well, if you need a good dick, and I know a guy.
This would be the second time you'd fuck on my couch.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
fucked
you
First one was
fuck-
Chloe.
Yeah, you fucking railed Chloe on that couch.
on camera.
Yeah. All right, my dude. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming.
Thanks for having
and,
me.
yeah, man, I appreciate it.
We'll do it again sometime.
Awesome, man. Maybe with Spizzo next time. That would be fucking hilarious.
You think I took over the conversation? You were. Neither of us are gonna get a word, and you bring that guy on.
That's awesome, man. All right, buddy. I will
All
see
right.
you next time.
Peace.